Hey everyone, this is Drifting Is My Hobby, back again with another video for you guys. I'm going to try to get one out every week if possible, and once a week there'll be a top tip. I know this video is supposed to be on winterizing and some other things like that, but I'm just going to kind of mix it up, and I'm going to put the winterizing your nitro and electric model out probably in about another 2 weeks, because it's just now starting to get cool where I'm at, so that'll be out in about another 2 weeks. But this one is a new episode, and today is September 5th. Thought I'd get out here and try to get y'all some new tips out. So check it out. Here's our first one. 3 different ways to turn off your nitro model. I'm pretty sure you guys have pretty much figured this out, but I'm still doing stuff for the new guys, mixed in with some of the other pro tips that kind of helps other people who didn't know before. Alright. First off, I've got the nitro model here. Skyline. Okay. Let's say that there's actually 3 ways to do this, and it just depends on if you're driving the car, the touring car, the stadium truck, to the buggy, to the monster truck. It's all going to be in a different spot, so that's why I got 3 different ways. On the bigger vehicles, of course it works for this one, any nitro. If you can touch your toe of your shoe, the sole of your shoe, onto the flywheel, it'll stop it that way. If you can get it on its side and kind of tap that with the side of your shoe where it's good and thick and rubbery, it'll stop it that way. Another way is just to pinch your fuel line. If you have a special little heat guard there, like I do on mine, the last and final step on that is to get something like a rag of some sort, or an old glove, whatever, and hold it on the exhaust pipe. It'll turn it off in just a couple of seconds at the most. So that's 3 different ways to shut off your nitro. Alright, don't lose your body clips. I know a lot of us have problems with losing body clips, and I don't mean just by running. I mean when you take your body off. Well, here I've got a couple examples to show you so you don't lose your body clips. I don't know if you can see this one. I'll try to get a little zoom up of it. As you can see, this one's actually mounted to the body. These are actual little Rebel ones you can buy, and your zip tie goes right into it. You thread it on, that way it's ready to go. And if it flies out during racing, it's not going to fly off because it's attached to the body. On the back of it, it's actually attached to the wing. Like I said, it's 2 pieces of rubber. And that's one way to never lose your body clips, right there. Good way. Alright, another example I have of don't lose your body clips is, if you're on a budget, zip ties. I don't know if you guys can see that. What I've done was I've taken, actually you see 4 zip ties, actually I've taken 8. And what happened is I've took one zip tie. Let me grab out one here. Comes in handy. Actually what I did was I just put a body clip right onto the hoop and locked it down, locked the body clip on. Then I took a secondary body clip and stuck it right onto the end of this to latch it into the body. I'll zoom up on one of them so you can actually kind of, well, they're clear, so it's going to be kind of hard. But you see right there. So that's another great way that I've been running on my Slash now. I race a lot with the Slash. I got the Slash 2-wheel drive VXL. I got a Slash 2-wheel drive stock. I've got a Low-C Strike. I like the short course stuff. It's real cool. I haven't tried the Slash 4x4 yet, but I will be getting one eventually. And I just got so many other projects going on, getting ready for racing this winter. So be checking for the carpet stuff, because I'm going to do a lot on the late models. As you see on the bench right here, I've got a lot going on. And yeah, so keep watching, subscribe. Let's do the thing. Can't get your nitro started. Alright, let me see here. Let me scoot some stuff over. Let's see what we got here. Alright. This is a question I'd had not too long ago. Of course, this was a different vehicle, but the principle's still the same with the nitro motor, the nitro fuel tank, you know, the exhaust piping, all that stuff. Let's say that you're hitting it over and you're priming it, of course. If it's cold, you only want to prime it when it's cold. Holding your finger over it and hitting it a couple times, watching the fuel travel through the carburetor, or the fuel tube to the carburetor. Here's some simple little tips that might help you, just to give you a routine check in case you kind of messed up and didn't realize it. Make sure that the exhaust, the little outlet that's on there for the fuel tube, make sure it's going into the top of the fuel tank, where there's nothing, no other like stem that goes down inside of the fuel tank to the bottom. And then make sure the one that's in the very back, it should be in the back or it should be on the side, but you'll see it, or it could be underneath it, that actually draws the fuel up to the carburetor. So make sure you're checking that. The next thing is to check your fuel hoses. If you ain't done that in like 4 months or you can't remember, then I guess it's time to buy some new hose, because it gets little holes and little cracks in it and you just never know. Another thing that I had problems with that actually caught me by surprise was actually the fuel tank itself. Something was clogging up the ball bearing suctioner, and it wasn't actually getting fuel to the carburetor, so I took another gas tank and hooked it up to the exhaust and hooked up to the carburetor, and it fired right up. So I knew automatically it was something with my gas tank, so I got it out. So if you're hitting that and there's no fuel coming out, I would check them couple of little things. Next, I would also check the coupler on your exhaust to your exhaust manifold. Make sure that's a tight seal, because if it ain't getting pressure, then it's not pushing fuel to the carburetor. Another thing is to see how your fuel tubing is ran. If it's ran around the cooling head, I'd suggest getting some heat shielding stuff, fiberglass, anything to protect it from the heat, because by the time it gets around the engine, it's done evaporated to pretty much the fuel. So it makes the engine starve and it makes it hard to fire off. Check the glow plug, of course, that's a simple one. Pull it out, make sure it's red hot.